Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, James, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy?
What's up, people? Welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. Me, Adam Hunter. I'm here with Mayhem Miller, who made fun of my haircut. So what happened was, dude, I always use
You gave your hair to cancer survivors?
Yes, that's what I did.
You're playing one on Gutfeld next week.
Keep going. Is this a road?
Right, you thought that your head looked too small? You're playing Johnny Mnemonic in the revival?
Welcome back, people.
Wait, you're Max Headroom?
Max, no. Well, there's a couple things. Number one, what happened is you have to use so much gel. Like, my hair is so fucked from over the years. The only gel that works has got to be glued. Like that, that yellow stuff. It's like paste.
Oh, I know that stuff.
So I was doing a show with Russell Peters, like a huge break, big break. Russell Peters.
Oh, that's who you look like, a white Russell Peters. You got the same barber.
Can I finish my fucking story? All right, so.
No.
I go on first, right? So Russell's on stage after me, and he's like, did somebody jerk off on the microphone? Because his hand was stuck. Because the whole time I'm on stage, I'm like this. I'm always going like this and like that. So the gel was going to my hand and got stuck to the microphone. And then when Russell went on after me, his hand got stuck to the microphone, right? So he was complaining about my... You're not even listening. See, you come on.
Right, I'm in traffic, bro. Like, listen, I tried to do everything. I'm trying to be that guy now. Now that I'm like not fucking stoned all the time, I feel like I can get like more done than I actually can. So I'm like doing like 10 things a day, fucking nonstop, go. And bro, I gotta fit this podcast in somewhere. Watch this illegal U-turn.
First of all, be careful. First of all, be careful. Number one, be careful. Number two, you come on the podcast, insult my hair 9 times, and then when I explain to you what's happening, you look around, tune out, and tell me you don't want to get into an accident. So all of a sudden, so you were okay enough to fucking insult me fucking 9 times while driving. But so yes. Anyway,
I don't see the rest. I don't see the rest of the gang on the fucking call.
I don't know where they are. Fucking dude, first of all, can I just say Sean McCorkle? I love Sean McCorkle, but the reason we haven't had a podcast in a month is because McCorkle fucking he organizes all of us to go to Indiana for him to shoot all these podcasts, right? And he shoots it. He's got an audience and he's got people and this and that. And before I'm leaving, I'm like, hey, can you give me the files to the podcast? Oh, no, I'll get it up tomorrow. Hey, can you just send me the files, dude? Send me the files. And I have a whole long story about what happened there. Dude, I have still not got the fucking files.
Buddy, listen, I knew that. I knew that before we fucking stepped foot off that property. I was like, bud, that was an excellent podcast. It will never see the light of day. Like, I knew. I've been through that before because there are many, many versions of like a mayhem show that are out there in the fucking universe that no one ever seen except for the singularity people that are in the future that saw everything on the internet. But like, people do that. Once you get like a bunch of people involved, they suddenly take the files and it's never perfect. It's never perfect enough for release. So yeah, it would have been better off, in the spirit of MMA Roasted, to just dump that shit out raw dog and just pray
That's
for
what
the
I was
best.
saying. I'm like, just get me. I'm like, I'll put it out. I'll put out the audio. We shot 4 hours worth of podcasts, but I don't have them. And I knew.
I already knew.
I fucking knew what was going to happen.
I already knew because, listeners of the podcast will note that fucking Sean has been on a goddamn manic bender for the last fucking month, like 2 months, 3 months. I don't know. He's been on a fucking rager. I don't know what's going on. He makes me look like I'm on fucking Narcan.
So let's just start with let's just start how it all went down, because at least people will hear about what happened, right? So McCorkle, he does this thing where he goes, Adam, can my son open for you in Ohio? And he's done comedy. He's funnier than everybody else, even though he's only done comedy a couple times. And I'm like, sure, man. If I can make it happen, I will. And keep in mind, it was a fucking pain in the ass because the booker for that club books like 25 clubs. And then Bill was like, can I open too? So now I'm trying to work about selling tickets, which ticket sales aren't great. And now I'm like, hey, can I put on the feature and a kid that I've never seen before? And Sean keeps going, hey, don't worry. He took out the N-word bit. Like, I didn't even know what the fucking N-word bit was. But I knew I didn't want to fucking hear the N-word bit, right? So okay. And then he goes, Sean will be your personal driver all weekend. My kid will. And I'm gonna fly in Don Fry and Mayhem. They're gonna teach a seminar. And so all right. So I have my daughter's play. She's been trying to be in this play for months. So I scheduled, so I leave that night, midnight. I get there. Mayhem's like, where are you? I'm like, where are you? So we're at the same gate next to each other. Don't even notice. And we're like, where's Bill? Bill comes fucking rolling around on rollerblades through an airport. Like he's a fucking, like,
yeah.
Even Mayhem was like, you got to be kidding. And that was the first time.
That was sick.
That's the first time we met.
Dude.
Yeah, that was sick, bro. He came in with some hollow pants, rollerblades, and some goggles on his forehead. He was ready.
So then we get there, right? We get there. Don misses like 5 flights, but he's somehow at the terminal, right? And now like all I see is a fan. Like literally, we're doing a podcast and there's a fucking fan in the background. That's all I can see is Don's last remaining fan, right? So Don misses his flights. So Sean has to drive 4 hours to get him in the snow in Indiana. We get there, what, 6 a.m, Mayhem? What was it, 6?
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's like the time before time. I think it's called the golden hour in movie parlance, where it's like everything looks ethereal. It was pretty dope. It was like I was stepping into a brand new life, a life with Don Fry.
So we get to Sean's house, right? Sean's son picks us up, who's this like tall, like really good kid, Goofy. Let's call him Goofy. Nice kid, talented kid, but funny. Told me he has like 77 burner accounts. So I don't even want to make fun of him because fucking somehow make fun of him on all his fucking fake burner accounts, right? We get there. Sean has 20 acres. He's got 2 ponds, a lake, like 25 guns. There's a whole bunch of kids there. Some weird guy in the corner who reminds me of like the Stephen Wright character from Half Baked, or the guy who's just like laying there, like some guy.
Doesn't say a word.
Dude, doesn't say a word.
A pockmarked individual who definitely murdered some men.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When you have a face like that with those pockmarks and like New Balance shoes, you're definitely killing people for money.
Oh, yeah, he definitely, check his whereabouts on January 6th.
Sean said he used to stick up for the guy in high school because he was getting picked on, but the guy was like 30 at the time, right? So then we shoot like 6 podcasts, which no one's ever going to see. By the way, Bill, I still haven't got the files. Every day I ask for the file. After all that, I haven't got. Can you believe I haven't got the files? Like how? And
yes. Can I believe it? Yes, I can believe it.
Yeah, that's because Sean McCorkle is editing all around us, so it's only him talking the entire podcast.
And people keep hitting me up. Where the fuck's the podcast? I'm having withdrawals.
Yeah.
This is
People
bullshit.
are hitting me up. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't got nothing to do with the editing that shit.
So then Don has about 7 drinks by noon, right? What do you say? 7 drinks? But Don, you're sideways, by the way. I can't even.
Yeah.
he was sideways then too.
This is the same view that Don saw his opponent on his last fight. So Anyway, so then we do that. So then Don goes out to drinks with Sean and Mayhem that night because me and Bill went to the show, right? And I guess Don had like 19 drinks or something.
Oh my God.
The man can put him back. That's for sure.
So then you guys had a seminar, which I heard was awesome. I heard you guys kicked ass. I heard Mayhem was like at level 10. Don was calling everyone pussies. Like you were calling the 10-year-olds pussies.
Don almost ripped my shoulder out of socket with the Russian 2-on-1, son of a bitch. God damn. I still have a little. I wasn't expecting all that.
So Jason, Sean said that you were calling a bunch of 12-year-olds pussies, told them to grow some hair in their balls, and that you were showing illegal moves from the first couple UFC. And you said, "Don't worry, the camera won't pick it up."
Here's how you fish hook. Oh.
They're not illegal. There's nothing illegal in the first couple of UFC.
So what was that? So Jason, what was Don showing?
Don showed like a weird calf slicer, like an asshole ass move. He showed a couple of he was showing some mean shit, bro. I had to take over because the little kids started fucking breaking each other's ankles. I was like, oh fuck. I had to put a stop to that. I know. And when Mayhem is reeling you in, it's getting out of control.
McCorkle said that you showed a move to a kid, like a high school wrestler, and he did it on the trainer and almost broke one of the coach's backs or something. Like some kind of hip toss or something.
He's a tough coach, man.
Don, what exactly? So what were you teaching, Don?
Was it the Boston Crab?
Hell, I don't remember what I was teaching. Shit, Mayhem was showing so much stuff. I showed a few things, Mayhem was right on there, just rolling through, man. He's spot on. He was spot on. It was amazing.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it was the best. It sounds like it was the best seminar of all time. Because first of all, you should be like Mayhem Miller and Don Fry. Guaranteed you'll get called a pussy by Don Fry.
Yeah.
I think the line would be down the fucking block.
Yeah, I called her my darling. I didn't call him pussy. I called him darling.
I think you didn't let the F slur kind of slip one time because guys were being kind of sissies. I'm not going to say I remember it specifically, but I feel like that was the mood. They were being a little bit of fairies.
So I asked, I go, Sean, how's it going? He goes, it's fucking awesome. He goes, what did he say? He said, Mayhem took the lead. And then Don's calling everyone's pussies, which is awesome. A couple people look very confused. So this sounds like the greatest fucking
yeah, no, I'll tell you why. There were a couple of guys that never did fucking jiu-jitsu or anything, bro. They were just there. They're fans of the Adam Carolla show. And they came there. They literally paid the $100. We're doing starting to do wrestling drills with their fucking glasses on. Okay, I'm like, what are you doing? Don's yelling, head to head fight, and this guy has can I take my glasses off? I'm like, yes, take. Oh my god, what are we doing here? And then, yeah, so the guy takes his glasses off, gets his ass whooped the entire seminar, and then sits down and asks me 6 questions about the Adam Carolla show, completely unrelated to fighting.
Dude, it got even worse.
So weird.
So then McCorkle's son, right? So he does the second night. He doesn't have a hotel room. Him and his 2 friends, his cousin, and his buddy. So they didn't have a hotel room. So they're in the lobby at the hotel. And I'm like, dude, they're kind of sort of with me. I don't need these guys. And they're getting drunk. It's the kid's second show. So they bought all this alcohol and liquor. It's like a bar. And so I'm like, why don't you guys stay in my room? That way you guys aren't in the lobby. right? So now they're wasted. They're getting drunk the whole fucking night, like just wasted, asking me all these questions about girls and pussy and this, that. And then one of them, I'm not going to
things you
say.
know nothing about.
Adam, do you realize this is probably one of the first time a wrestling coach had kids in his room where he didn't molest them?
Thank you, thank you, Bill. Okay, so
The story
then
ain't over yet.
No, wait. But the night was young.
The first guy they asked about women was Bruce Buffer, and they were like, okay, well, who's a little less gay than him? Let's ask that.
Yay, Sean's here.
Yeah, Sean McCurkle's here.
So then one of them is asking. So they're asking me all these questions. One of them, I'm not going to say you have to, kept making like Jewish jokes. I mean, like it was like I don't know. There might have been 9 or 10 Jewish jokes in a row.
Yes, I noticed that. I saw that.
So I started making the kid do push-ups. I'm like, every time you make a Jewish joke, everyone's now I'm making the kid do push-ups in my room, right? So I'm just trying to get sleep. I got like a 3 o'clock in the morning. So it went from Sean's son driving me around to Sean's son getting too wasted to drive to me taking Sean's car and driving 3 hours by myself in a cornfield to meet fucking Sean
getting molested.
To meet. So now they're in my room. It's fucking children. I have children of the corn. I'm in the fucking driving in a cornfield. These kids are all fucking wasted. And Bill, I'm like, Bill, you going back to LA tomorrow? He's like, no, I'm gonna go to New York. I'm like, why? He's like, to play tennis. I don't even know the guy even fucking plays tennis. But like, I never even heard of Bill playing tennis. You can't play tennis in California? Like none of it made any fucking sense. McCorkle, we're saying that you did all this stuff. We recorded all these podcasts, and I'm never going to see them. And I knew as I was leaving, I'm like, I'm never seeing these files. I'm like, this will all be worth it if I get the files. Like the 3 hour driving, the 6 hour there, the sweating this, sweating that. If I just get the files, it'll be worth it. And I'm never going to see these files, huh?
Well, when there's 6 hours of film, it takes a little while to edit it correctly and have the right camera angles and everything else. So, especially when you're working 16-hour days. But, I'm sure I'll get once I recover from not sleeping after picking up Don at the airport at 5 a.m. and then come back to you at 6 a.m. and then dropping it's off 2 hours apart later on. So still trying to catch up on a little sleep.
Got it. But it was one of the most fun times I've had in my life. And Sean, thank you for putting it together. We got to shoot guns. First of all, Don is not a guy you want to. Don shooting guns. Don may have Parkinson's, and I'm like, great. You give a guy with Parkinson's a machine gun, right? So, dude, Mayhem was running for his life. I mean, I've never seen Mayhem scared before. Like I wasn't scared. And first of all, Sean takes the gun and goes, "Whoa!" Like
No, I wasn't running for my life until Sean barrel sweeped me while he was loading the gun. I'm like, man, what the hell are you doing, bro? I almost hit the
finger wasn't on there was one in the chamber, but my finger wasn't on the trigger, so there was nothing to worry about.
Oh yeah, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, fucking so Long John Silver's got like fucking 30 guns. He's got 3 lakes. I don't know how he pays for all this. He has 7 dogs.
7 dogs.
7 dogs. He's a dog breeder, but the main alpha is gay and only wants to fuck the other dogs, the guys.
How many acres he got?
20.
Oh, that's because he's half black.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, that was actually a really good joke. That was a really good joke.
That was a very good joke. Very good joke.
Well done.
So
all the best jokes. The best jokes get no laughs from comedians. They just get that was a really good joke.
Yeah, we don't laugh at jokes. We just nod and go like.
So
I got 20 acres and half a jackass. That's why I'm friends with Adam.
Hey,
Hey-o.
Hey now.
I'm not sure if I should be insulted that I'm not a full jackass or that I'm a half jackass. So Sean, what was your highlight of the MMA roasted Lollapalooza thing that we did?
Probably when you guys left.
Hey.
When Mayhem said, "Bro, are you doing dope deals at my seminar?" in front of everyone standing there. That was awesome.
Wait, what happened? Who was doing a dope deal?
Nobody. Mayhem thought he saw one. If anybody would recognize one, it would be Mayhem. So he called me out from talking to some girl that he said, "Dude, are you doing dope deals at my seminar?" And everyone turns and looks at me. I was like, "No."
Wait,
you gotta give Mayhem. Give Mayhem a break. I mean, we were all kind of delirious from the losing all the weight. You know, we lost 10 pounds each after we got poisoned at your house, you know, for breakfast.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
dehydration.
But then Mayhem, didn't you have two groupies that you slept with 35 years ago show up?
Yeah. And time was not friendly to them.
I heard they were like
to catch up.
I heard they were like chasing you around the whole weekend.
Man, I think they were chasing Dawn Fry around, to be honest. I thought they were there for me, but then as soon as they saw Dawn, they just hopped right off my penis.
Oh.
So,
Don, any stories for
All
us?
they needed. All they required to get laid was a dentist and one to shift 50 pounds of weight to the other one.
Exactly. Oh my God.
So they came to the comedy show and I said, hey, listen, guys, we have 3 fighters, 3 legends. Guys, they love it when guys go up to them and grab their cocks after the show, like as a joke, right? Dude, so we're taking a picture. Some Filipino chick who's pretty hot, like trying to grab Don's cock, like during the picture.
Nice.
Don, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Try. Yeah, she got a handful, man. Because she has small hands.
She was cute too.
She was very cute. So Mayhem, what was your most exciting or most memorable thing of the weekend?
But I mean, that whole thing, I mean, it was legendary. Just that was one of those weekends. I'm glad that Sean is hoarding the footage, just because right off of the plane, right? We're all like straight off the plane, hurting, like no fucking sleep till Brooklyn style. And then to do the podcast, I would have these waves of being able to say like coherent sentences, and then I would say them, and then I would just drift off back into a delirium. I think once you like push yourself to where you haven't slept in a while, whatever, you just say some real shit, and then you crash out, and then you say some real shit. I think that's I think we should do more of that. I think we should torture, like, you know how they get the information out of
Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
sleep deprivation.
Make me stand up, put electrodes on my balls, and then I'll just stay awake, listen to heavy metal.
Yeah, but you like that.
Then ask me a bunch of questions about my career. Yeah, I mean, I paid good money for that in New York.
We also had no plan for the podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was going on. Sean said there was a 19-person audience there, right? There was a bunch of like college kids that were there.
It were the same kids who stayed in your room.
Yeah, the same kids stayed in my room. They were all super nice kids. They were all actually really nice kids. They were all scared of Sean, though. By the way, Sean's like their hero, which is crazy. And then,
what's awesome is I learned something from that podcast. Next time you guys come in, I'll do the Adderall deal before the seminar, and then we don't have to. Then we can just stay away.
That would have helped.
Bill, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
Oh my God! I mean, obviously, meeting you guys in person for the first time was really cool. I don't know. For me, that just felt really cool. Like
I was sure he's going to say winning 6-love in some tennis game in New York, but I don't know.
Yeah. and when I met Sean in person, I was like, okay, I get the big sexy now. I get it. I could,
You got
I was surprised. Yeah, I felt like I had already met Bill. Like I was like, what the hell? Then I see you in a variety of different television shows that I don't remember.
Yeah,
it's kind of a letdown, wasn't it?
Adam, you and Bill missed the best part when I took Don and Mayhem out to eat, and somehow at a place where the most expensive steak is $30, they spent $850. So like,
what the fuck?
I was like, I got the bill and it came to like $850, and like Don had 19, bottles of Cristal on there. I don't know what he was drinking. Crap, dude. Like, looks like the mortgage will be late this month after all. Like, I had no idea.
But didn't you guys also have groupies that showed up? You guys?
Only 6.
Up for Don, but I don't know.
Yeah. Dominic Cruz was there the whole weekend.
Did anybody get laid this weekend? Was it just Sean who got laid?
Just, I'm sure it was
And
fun.
dude, I
Dude,
tried to
Sean,
stop him. Like
them
Sean
dogs
just wouldn't
didn't
take
have
no
anything
for
to
an
do with
answer.
me.
We all can't talk at once. So, Sean, didn't what happened with the 12-year-old and Fry when he called the kid a pussy or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I had my nephew was there, and I told him to get ready to get called a pussy and an F word. And he, I don't know. I guess he said that only him and another 12-year-old kept getting called that, or whatever. So it was like, and then I have Don. Like I said, hey, my nephew Champ's gonna pick you guys up because I'm running late. And he said, tell Champ to fuck himself. That was Don's response to the guy to his ride. Like he hadn't even met him yet. That was his response to his ride. So.
Oh, you should have seen Don send me a cameo, which I'm not even, I could play half of it. Someone hired him because someone's friend doesn't believe in Christmas. And then, so it starts with Don going, "You don't believe in Christmas? What, you eat all the fucking cookies, you fat fuck?" It just got worse. It got like, yeah, the cameos Don sends me are unbelievable. So yeah. And how was your guys' Thanksgiving? What you do Thanksgiving, Mayhem?
Oh, bud, I ate so much that I was making superhero noises, like tying my shoes. Like I was like, oh, like bro, I was like, that thing where you like a snake will like
Tie
regurgitate
your
what it
shoes on the
eats.
toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like halfway throwing up turkey and then sucking it back down, and like using every part of my gastrointestinal tract. It was bad, bro. I don't know, but overall, it was fun. It was good. It was like a Friendsgiving type deal, and there was little kids running around everywhere and shit. It was happy, It was happy. Watch some football. It was like the normal American fucking do it for your country kind of Thanksgiving.
What about you, Bill?
I was just with my little 3.5-year-old.
Nice.
Just she. I don't know how you do it, Adam. Man, little kids are nightmares, man. They're no, they are. They're. I find myself like just humming Baby Shark all day in my head, and I want to kill myself and like just like do an 8-ball, get some hookers, and listen to rap.
Yeah.
Don, how was yours?
Hunter Biden, source of book of parenting.
The Hunter Biden book of parenting. I love it.
But Adam, don't you feel
See,
when
I
you're with
hung
your
out-
daughter all
I
day?
hung
Don't
out
you
with
want
him
to just
longer.
be a derelict afterwards?
It's not about being a derelict. My daughter just like knows how to annoy me, like asking me questions that she knows the answers to, or like, oh, why, and like she'll know the answer. She just does it just to fuck with me, or she'll just say, what's my name? What's your name? Pudding Tang. Ask me again, and I'll say the same. Like, and her grandma taught her that, and then
That's my dad's fucking joke.
50 times in a row. And then she's like, "Hey, will you go cut the thing, put your finger, thank you for cleaning my toilet bowl." Like just little things. Or when I'm talking to her on FaceTime and she puts her face as the poop emoji, so now I'm just talking to a giant poop. It's like,
that's great.
We all love going to live events. I love going to college football games. I still remember seeing Vince Young run for like 19,000 yards back in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. It was incredible. It was Michigan versus Texas. I love going to WNBA games, NBA games, fights, boxing matches. Okay, nothing like going to a live event. And you got to check out Game Time. Okay, Game Time, they have a new feature that's called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff. So you only the incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. That's such a waste of time. And then it's like, oh, you only have 6 minutes left, and then you can't remember your code. What a pain in the ass. Not going to happen when you have Game Time. Okay, what you do is you pick an event. You scroll through it, you look at it, and the prices go down as the event gets closer, which is awesome. I've gotten deals for like, I've seen games for like $11, $15, $20, where like parking is literally more expensive than the actual seeing the event. All right. And they actually have a parking thing too, where you could buy cheap parking. So check it out. Go to the Game Time app. Check it out. Check out Game Time Picks. Curation makes it even easier to save more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. They have all-in pricing, so you're not paying for one thing and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, this is $100. Oh no, it's $500. What a pain in the ass. They have lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% the difference. I mean, Who does that? They have ticket coverage. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. Great. Good. After a while, I'm just like, she does things or I'm trying to sleep and she starts jumping on my head or like playing dolls on my back or it's just screaming in my ear. Like I love my kid to death, but there's definitely this like, because I'm starting to just say because I said so, because she's just arguing. And then there was a robbery next door. Someone broke into our house next door, stole a bunch of shit, stole their alcohol, stole their clothes. This nice old lady, right? So now we're thinking about getting a
big... where were you at?
Fuck. Allegedly.
So now we're thinking about getting a dog, like a guard dog, and right away Violet's like, I don't like how that dog looks. I'm like, Violet, you can't judge things how they look. How you like if someone told you, I don't like how you look? And she goes, well, I would say they had bad taste.
Good response.
Classy lady.
Yeah. Dude, and then the other day she's like, Daddy, make me laugh. Sometimes make it funny. I'm like, wow, I'm not a clown. You're a comedian. She has that answer. She's got a fucking answer.
I really like her style. We should have her on the podcast instead.
So Thanksgiving was at my
growing up in an abusive life.
Dude, Thanksgiving we were at my grandma's house in the woods, about an hour north of Fresno, which would be nice for 1 day or 2 days, 4 days, and like no Wi-Fi, which is nice, but there's deer, but they just like watch, Jesus movies and like Bible stuff and the top 10 things to buy at Sam's Club right now. Videos about like, I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to.
So it's just you in Fresno with a VCR? That's what's going on up there?
Me, my wife, my daughter, her mom, and her grandparent and her great grandparents who are like born again Christians and just want to talk.
Man, do they have a basement to hang yourself?
What was that, Jason?
Do they have a basement so you can hang yourself?
Dude, it's like I'm sitting there looking for deer all day. I'm looking in the woods for deer. Like that's my, yeah. Even the deer like look at me like, oh man, sucks. But I mean, I was kind of being a baby. I got to be honest. I was complaining a little. I was complaining to my wife like, when are we out of here? I can't take this. Like I got to get home. Like how much longer do I got to fucking take this? This is just brutal. Like somebody fucking shoot me, But it is what it is.
You went outside in a deer costume and were praying for hunters?
Dude, yes, that's exactly that. Dude, and then me
is there an MMA component to the show today? Because I don't know anything about MMA today.
Yes. So there's a UFC fight. All right, so UFC fight this week. A big pay-per-view. Do you know about it, Jason?
I don't know. I'm counting on you.
All right, hold on. Here we go. So where do I
being so casual about this next one? Because I don't know. I don't remember if I give a shit. I'm trying to get you to remind me.
It's actually a really good card. It was supposed to be Bilal Muhammad, and then Bilal got hurt. Remember he had that thing on his toe. His toe looked fucking gnarly.
Oh, it's the stacked card with that. That's right. It's the stacked card that Aljo is on the undercard.
Yes, Aljo and Weidman. So
that's messed up.
So it's Pantoja who's the champ. At
this guy's badass. Never mind. Yeah, I give a shit about this. Pantoja's a bad motherfucker. And then this guy from Ryzen is a damn knockout artist, right?
Yep. Kai Asakura.
Asakura.
Who lost they don't fucking MMA Junkie's not even up to date. Yeah, he's really good. So that's a good fight. I don't know why that's the main event though, because the main event, I know it's for a title, but I feel like if there's a fight that everyone's looking forward to and a fight that everyone's like, okay, that's a good fight, they should have the one that everyone's looking forward to as the main event. Because Ian Gary against this guy
I'm
Shavkat
kind of
Rakhmonov.
Rachmanov.
You got a guy 15
I
and
mean,
0 versus a guy 18
undefeated.
and 0. Yeah, you got two undefeated guys. I mean, this guy Shavkat. You look at who he's beat. He beat Stephen Thompson rear naked choke. He beat Jeff Neal standing rear naked choke. He beat Neil Magny. He beat Michael Paceres, who's actually a good fight. He beat Alex Oliveira. I mean, like his last Jeff Neal, Magny, Stephen Thompson. I mean, Ian Gary has looked really good. He beat MVP though in a boring fight. He beat Jeff Neal by split decision. He beat Magny. He beat D-Rod. This should be a good fight.
I think he loses his 0 fucking that night.
Yeah.
I think so,
Gary,
man.
yeah, I think Gary goes down.
I think, Rachmanov is the son of Genghis Khan, bro. The guy is like a savage monster. He just keeps coming straight forward like a goddamn Asian Terminator. You know what I mean? You never trust a man who looks Asian but has the Rachmanov on the bottom. Man, that's somebody
that's the worst combination.
It's crazy.
That's somebody
it's crazy, Jason,
on the
like
back
Genghis,
of a pony.
It's crazy how Genghis Khan, we look at him, people look at him, a lot of them as like this like warlord, warrior, like almost like dictator, savage. Like when I was in Mongolia, he's on all their money. It's Genghis Khan airport. He was the good old days. Like it's a whole different. They look at him like he's the shit. Like
he's like the Trump of Mongolia.
Listen, bud, I know way too much. During a couple of jail terms, I read everything about the Mongolians, bro. I know way too much about Genghis Khan. So I just thought I'm going to stop myself from chipping in on this. But yeah, I have a reverence for the man. He definitely was a bad motherfucker who was very diplomatic, in fact.
Well, he would when he defeated your army, he would then take you out for dinner, your whole army, and then your army would join their army, which is a pretty fucking badass way of doing it.
Listen here, bud. They would show up, put a white tent out there, right? And that means come talk to me. Then if you didn't come talk to him, he'll put a black tent up there and like, this is your final warning. And if you didn't do that, he put a red tent out and said, I will kill everyone. Every living thing in your city will be decimated. And then he did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, if you want to find some of the most beautiful women in the world, go to Mongolia. It's all 6'1" Asian models. With British accents because they get free boarding.
Oh, nice.
Or something. And
I'm getting my passport tomorrow.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've been there, and it's so funny because like half the country, there's like 6 comics like is very new there. Like, and they get most of their information from like the Joe Rogan podcasts.
Oh my God.
And so like freedom of speech is like 30 years old there. But like a lot of the country lives in yurts and they just can't, conform. Like they're like, well, how come they live in yurts? They're like, well, they just can't do speed limits. They can't traffic lights. That's just not their thing. Like they're like, fuck that. We're fucking like we're warriors. I'm not stopping at this stoplight. And then the biggest show there is Mongolia's Got Talent.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But next time I go to Mongolia, Jason, I'll bring you.
Yeah. All right. I'm down. I'm totally down.
They were very, very nice to me. I had a great time out there. All right. So also on this card, Cyril Gahn, who for some reason I just can't get that John Jones fight out of my head of how bad.
Did he learn how to wrestle? Did he learn how to grapple? Did he do one day of jiu-jitsu training? Did he put a white belt on and fucking start shrimp crawling down the mat yet? That's all I want to know. Because unless he did that, I don't even want to see this guy fight.
Well, he's fighting Alexander Volkov, good fighter. The Chrome Gracie is fighting Bryce Mitchell, 2 guys that believe that the earth is flat.
Really?
Yeah.
The loser has to walk in a straight line until he falls off.
So Bryce Mitchell might be the funniest human being. He named his kid Tucker after Tucker Carlson. And he was the guy that was doing like training out of his garage. And then he was the guy that one of his fights, he grabbed Big's mic and he's like, I want to dedicate this to all the the victims of the fires, which in Hawaii, which was nice. But then he goes like, Satan, they were caused by Satan. And fucking Bisping couldn't wait to get that fucking microphone.
That's the guy from Arkansas, right?
Doing hand fighting.
Yeah, the guy from Arkansas, the one whose girlfriend like had a tattoo shop, or his ex-girlfriend, or some. He's fighting Crone Gracie, which is crazy that they brought Crone Gracie back. He's only 5-2.
Yeah.
Have you ever trained with Crone, Mayhem?
I don't know. I think that's the guy that we had. Wasn't that the thing where in like 2001 I came to California like with no money, and like there was a tournament. It was a no gi tournament, and he like had his gi on and used his gi to choke me, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that's legal? What the fuck?" And I tried to argue with the referee, but the referee was like Harpo Gracie or some shit. I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm not getting out
Harpo
of this one
Gracie.
alive."
Line of the day.
One of the lesser known Gracies, and I was there at the Gracie Museum. I'm like, man, this is bullshit, man. I thought it was a no gi tournament. You guys said it was no gi. This guy's got a gi on.
Wait, wasn't at one point you have didn't you have a war with all the Gracies? Was that you?
I don't know. I've been at war with so many people and then been friends with them again that I don't even remember anymore.
So and then
seems
also,
like it seems about right. Yeah.
Also Nate the Train, who's also a psychopath. He's a guy that like he just keeps going forward, and I'm Nate the Train from Tennessee. He's fighting Doo-Ho Choi, who I think is the Korean.
I think I used to date Doo-Ho.
The Korean Superboy.
Him. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, super twink.
Yeah. So that's the main event. The undercard is arguably better than the. All right, undercard is Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith.
Reyes, good fighters. What the hell? That's so weird.
Aljamain Sterling versus undefeated kid Masfar Avolev. Brian Battle versus Randy Brown. And then on the undercard, Chris Weidman, Eric Anders, Cody Durden, the guy who said I'm going to send him back to China back in the day. Remember him? He won his last fight. Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. He's the kid that the UFC signed when he was like 14. Did it remember?
Rolly heel hook. Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, bro, I ran to him in New York a couple weeks ago. I'm like, bro, your first fight, you were getting the shit beaten out of you, and you came back and won. He goes, yeah, that was my strategy. Michael Chiesa versus Max Payne Griffin. I mean,
wow.
That's a wild ass card.
Early prelims?
Yeah,
there's a great
Vegas,
fight.
Right?
Hold on, let me hear from Jason. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying that although the card is spread out, there's a great fight on each individual section of this card. You know, there's going to be at least one barn burner in every one of these sections of the card. So I think actually I was going to talk shit and be like, "What's up with your boy Dana?" But this is not a bad strategy because it will be good for casuals to watch some of these fights on the undercard for free, and then maybe push more pay-per-views that way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'm into it.
Don,
by the way, are we allowed to talk about Nate Diaz? What's going on with him?
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go start with Don. What were we saying?
Okay.
Where's this fight at? In Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's in Vegas.
Where at? In the arena?
At T-Mobile Arena. At T-Mobile.
Okay.
All right, so that's that.
Because I used to do a show with the UFC, and they haven't contacted me in months, so I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on with like that the production. It seems like they always have all these new shows, and then they like no more shows. But yeah, they should have your show, Don.
Yeah, and then they just drop them. They just fucking drop them because they don't follow through. You know.
I think a lot of it is like maybe they have
no advertisement, no follow through.
Yeah. No,
maybe what?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I mean, there was a guy they used to have at Fight Pass who was like the worst. He's not there anymore, thank God. But I remember they had my special, and they put a commercial for my special. It was like right before the Max Holloway fight. It was versus, I think it was Gaethje Holloway, and everyone's calling me, and I'm like, and it said like airing December, whatever. And I'm so fucking excited. And then the guy calls me, and he goes, "Hey man, the guy calls me Monday. Hey, so we need a strategy to let people know. We haven't decided an air date for your special yet." And I'm like, "Air date? You showed that it was going to air that day on the commercial." "Oh, well, that's news to me."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It was
Oh God.
like, are you not watching your own like?" And then he's like, "Well, we haven't picked out a day to air." I'm like, "Why don't we show up here the day that you told people to fuck?" Thank God that guy's not there anymore, because that dude drove me fucking crazy. I mean, he wouldn't. I can go on for days and days and days, but I don't want to, because
Well, please do.
the people
I
they
gotta
have.
go.
The people that they have there now, the guy Steve is actually a great guy. What happened with Nate Diaz, Bill?
I mean, he was supposed to be scheduled for 310, and then he canceled. And
No,
I
Nick
heard there's
Diaz. Nick Diaz.
Nick. Nick. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Talking about Nick Diaz. So is he like okay? I mean, I don't know. Are there rumors, or does anyone know anything?
Well, I know that there was an article today, speaking of which, that Mayhem was on MMA, saying that you reached out to him. Did you know that, Jason?
Oh, I didn't know it was up there. Yeah, no.
Uh,
Yeah, but I definitely, yeah, I reached out, because we had talked about it on the secret podcast that Sean is never going to release. Yeah, I talked about it with Helen G. I was saying, yeah, man, like his people need to help him out, and I say, you can come to me, dog. I got people. I know how to get you to rehab. I know how to like get you like through there. Like I know how to get you into the program, detox from that shit, whatever. And I'm not even saying he's on anything. I'm just saying if you need some help, there's plenty of resources and there's some which way to get it done, man. I'm living proof because I was eating all kinds of crazy pills and doing all kinds of crazy shit for a long time. Where there's plenty of videos of me acting a damn fool, and like you see one video with Nick Diaz lighting some grass on fire, and we know that that's some weird out there stuff. So yeah,
yeah, here you are.
so yeah, there we
Morning
go.
report.
There's an article that I guess I
Jason
got to
Mayhem
read it.
Miller
Yeah,
sending a
I
helping
think
hand.
he definitely could use the help.
Who are you cornering here?
What the hell? What is that a picture of? I never even seen this picture. Who is that? Me?
No, you're cornering somebody. There
Oh
you
yeah, huh? That's wild. I never.
You're cornering the
Am
rooster.
Yeah, I don't even remember that day. Oh my god! Listen, bro, I'm getting old. I'm starting to forget stuff.
Are you cornering yourself in that photo? Oh my God.
That's what it looks like, right? It looks like I'm cornering my own fight. That's so strange, man. I jumped the shark, bro. I gotta go. I gotta go. But yeah,
Jason Miller in Fight Club.
yeah, exactly, bro. I am Tyler Durden. But the whole thing is, yeah, with the Diaz thing, I'm serious, man. Like, if he needs some help, I'll be glad to help him. If some of his people can't get him into there, I'll drag his ass to rehab myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, those guys are legends, and it's
Yeah, it
sad.
looks rough.
It seems
No,
like
and
also they have
here's
a
the
lot
thing,
of.
bro. No, here's what makes me mad, right? Is that every one of those motherfuckers that made a boatload of money off Nick Diaz is nowhere to be found. Like
Of course.
everybody who
Right.
made all that
Of
money, they
course.
made all that money. They're driving nice cars. They're
Right.
fucking taking it off of Nick Diaz's hard ass work and his fucking blood, sweat, and tears. They're fucking nowhere. No one wants to go help him. It's some weird girlfriend who probably was not getting high with him. Now she's going, oh my God, he's gone too far. Maybe I shouldn't even say that. That's messed up. He's running out of people. When you're like beastly fighter, who's going to tell you, hey, bud, go to rehab? Nobody. Nobody. Everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid. But, I'm not. So I think this guy, they need to take his ass to rehab or something because it's sad. He needs to clean it up, man. Because from the little YouTube videos where, those detectives break it down like, oh, look at him here. He kind of looks high. Oh, look at him here. Okay, well, maybe there's something to that. And he needs some help, and I think that somebody needs to extend a helping hand. And fuck, I don't care if it's me.
No, I think you're right. I'll tell you one thing that like I started coaching yesterday again, and I'll tell you one thing that actually helps me a lot is when I'm actually coaching other people. It actually keeps myself in check, you know,
Sure.
Yep.
because I'm actually like, okay, and then sometimes when I'm having fucked up times, like, all right, what advice would I give myself right now? You know, if I was cornering me, what would I tell myself? And I'm like, okay, I would tell myself to leave myself alone, or I would tell myself to stop beating myself up, or I'll tell myself to suck it up, tell myself
Don't be a pussy.
stop being a pussy, stop being a baby, do what I got to do. But also actually coaching other people helps because I went yesterday and we have a lot of different kind of kids now wrestling. I mean, kids are just there's a lot of like non-binary kids now or this or that, and I'm like basically there's. I was telling them that nobody who ever wrestled afterwards said, "Man, I wish I didn't do that." Man, like that was one thing I wish I never did was wrestle. Like
Yeah.
you're always even if you go 0-15 and you get the shit beaten out of you, you're still going to, and I think Jason with you, I think you're such a good coach, and I think it actually helps you as a function as a person. And Don, you too, man. I mean, I'm sure when you're telling other people stop being a pussy, you're actually still telling yourself that too. By the way, I'm on Don Fry TikTok. Somehow my TikTok algorithm is all Don Fry. So it's all your fights. The one guy that always comes up is the you versus the guy that was 200-0, the big fat guy.
From Puerto Rico.
He was 200-0, but what type of fighting did he do?
Hell, I don't know. I have no idea, man.
Oh, dude. And it was
Well, it might have been over food. Like fried chicken, pork chop.
It was over 8 seconds. It was Don landed one punch. And the other guy, another guy you fought, I think he was like 5-6 as a boxer or something. He was a big, strong guy. And when he kept tapping,
Yeah, big
but the ref,
Sam
the guy kept ignoring him tapping.
Yeah. It's funny. Shit. Sam Atkins, he's in UFC 10. He was in the elevator with Steve Owen. Steve's my corner man, judo sensei. And he says, "Hey, are they going to chest us for pot? You think?" And Steve says, "I don't know. They haven't said anything. When's the last time you smoked?" "Oh, about 2 minutes ago."
So anyway, but Bill, by the way, you did a great job. Your sets were amazing.
Thanks, man. You too.
We had a great time.
And you sold really well. You actually both shows were pretty full.
I was surprised because they told me on Tuesday they're like the tickets are not good, and all of a sudden by Friday it was like, oh, we did way better than we did in the last one. I'm like,
I mean, you had people who drove like 3 hours to see you. It's pretty crazy.
That Gutfeld is great. The Gutfeld's great. So Don, what do you got coming up?
Oh shit! Friday, I've got a barbecue with all those commandos. They're coming over to the house. Air commandos. Yeah, so we're gonna. I'll probably be getting a drop in with the sheriff's department. A drive by noise notice.
Well, dude, how? I mean, your place is so isolated. I don't think that's gonna happen. Now it's gonna be 85
I'm
guys.
just joking.
It's 85 guys, your girlfriend and your daughter, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
What could go wrong?
I put my money on my daughter. Believe me, my daughter is fucking scary. I put my money on her.
Now, is your daughter single?
Yeah, she's single.
Okay, so she's a single.
Yeah, well,
single.
Wait.
What were you saying?
Wait till you meet her. She's very beautiful, but you'll understand why she's single when you talk to her.
Does she talk like you? Because that would be the greatest thing ever. It's like this.
I'm Don Fry's daughter.
Hey, I'm Don Fry's daughter. How's it going? You fucking pussy. You homo. Don. Now, are you nervous though that this 80?
I don't miss that Tootie Judy.
Now you're nervous that there's 85 guys and your daughter, who's a championship pole dancer. I mean, are we at all a little bit concerned here?
No, it's only 25 guys. You
Oh, okay.
dummy. 25.
Bill, I guarantee if you show up to this party, you can leave with Don's daughter because you'll be the most effeminate guy. You'll stand out as being the guy. You'll be the guy with the least
Wait,
testosterone.
am I allowed? Thanks, Adam. Am I allowed to know his daughter's name so I can do a low grade misdemeanor stalking of her online? What's her name?
No, do not tell her name, please. No, it's way better than don't know her name. What is it?
Yeah.
Katie.
I wouldn't stalk her. I'll give advice. Don't stalk her. She's frightening.
Can you imagine Don Fry?
She would fucking scare.
You got to get her on the podcast.
Dude, imagine
She would
Don
scare
Fry
Hannibal Lecter.
Don Fry as your father-in-law would be the greatest thing ever. Like Don Fry at my father-in-law, I'd be so happy. I was like, I actually told my wife, I'm like, if Don ever loses his house in a fire, can Don live here? And she's like, my wife said, sure. So just so you know, Don, you always have a place to stay. Just because I just having Don,
Thank you.
I would take you to all the parent events that I go to with my 6-year-old. Imagine, be the fucking greatest ever. Bill, what do you got coming up?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, Improv December 19th, Ice House December 5th, Laugh Factor here and there. Nothing special.
Nice. I'll be in Montreal this week with Russell Peters. I'm doing where are we this week? Where I'm going to be, if you're in Canada, New Brunswick. Then on December 5th, the Bell Center in Montreal. December 7th in Ottawa at the TD Place. December 12th, London, Ontario. 14th at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Have a good rest of the week. You guys are the best.
Bye.